about quantum physics. During that moment, I feel, oh, that's point. Looks, I understand something. And as soon as finished the lecture, nothing left here. So now my teacher, very old, now beyond the 90s. So now, literally, his brain not working properly. So otherwise, if I again go ask, then I think my beloved teacher, that
So if I were to go back to ask for more lessons on quantum physics, probably the chances are he's going to get annoyed because he would say, I have taught you already.
Then one English physicist, David Bohm, also said, a few occasions I listened to the lecture explanation. So one time, you see, von Weizsäcker, he told me, when he was young, every German sort of eye, French is enemy. Now that no longer there. Now today, even the Franco-German unity is so close, sometimes creates some problem to England also, isn't it? So now, you see, I think the reality, everything interdependent. Realize that, accordingly pursue all conflict, then no use war. Talk, compromise, 50-50 interest. So here also the human sort of values, compassion, respect other, consider other as a human brother, sister. Then compromise, dialogue. So every human problems, I feel, especially man-made human problem, I think the best way to solve these problems through human way of approach. So including peace. So that's my, fundamental belief. So I took this opportunity to share my thought about this matter. Dr. Krishna. So now some questions. So if you so among the audience, perhaps some audience, I think when my dear friend, when he introduced something very good qualities, then perhaps I think among the audience may develop some kind of unrealistic expectation. Now, clear. So, if you have some unrealistic expectation, now gone. However, if you find some interest about some of these points I mentioned, think more, experiment, analyze more. And then each of us have the responsibility to think about the world, to think about the planet. And also we have potential to create positive world from, start from individual, then your family, then your community. Go like that. I think positive change or evolution on global level will not come through UN's resolution or some sort of the summits of the leaders. I don't think. I think change must come from the grassroots level, individual level. So, look there, from that viewpoint, each of us have some potential to change the world through that way. So, thank you very much. Okay. Now some questions.
The first question is, Tashi Delek, Your Holiness, would you please tell me if emptiness is love? And then, I can't. Then why is love not emptiness? Thank you.
I think in order to explain that, we need a lot of time. So I think better to stop that.
In this world of globalization, we the people are adopting the values of the marketplace in our personal lives. Commitment is lost to the next best deal sharing. Commitment is lost to the next best deal. Sharing is lost to selfish beliefs. How can we recreate human values?
저 가서 지금 여기 제디 야 총계수 캡상 가와르는 될 뭐도 제다 아니야 변전 쉐링 제디 소 셀피시티 간도 그래서
How can we recreate human values and spirit in such a material world?
하나 더 들어가는 material world 아니야 spiritual values 그래서
As my belief is, we have this physical and also mind, mental. So the pleasure, the pains and pleasure, essentially two levels, one physical level, one mental level. The physical level are these materials, material facilities, right? Are the main sort of what's the supplier of physical comfort. Therefore, the material development also very necessary. But another sort of kind of comfort,
happiness
or pains, another level. That's mental level. I think now one clear example. Nowadays, sometimes we call friendly fire, right? Injuries from friendly fire. I had some British soldier, I think, suffered, I think, from some friendly fire, I think. I vaguely remember. In any case, now here, the friendly fire, poor bullet, there's no ability to distinction. This is something worthwhile to hit or not. The ones you shot, the bullet will go. So friendly fire, you see, take place. So the physical level, whether enemy fire or friendly fire, same. Injury, same. Even death, same. But then mentally, different. Perhaps some soldier, oh, this is friendly fire. Even took the bullet kiss. That's actually foolish. So now mentally, now different. Or another case, some soldier may feel enemy fire, injuries from enemy fire is logical, but friendly fire, why? That kind of more agitation, that also possible. So, and then physical pains, physical illness, if mentally you feel some purpose of that physical illness, sometimes instead of worry, instead of sort of pain mentally, but you feel proud. I take this physical illness due to some purpose, for some purpose. So, there are two things, two levels. One physical level, mainly sensorial levels experience. Another mental level of experiences. Now, between these two, the mental level is superior, very clear. About 3 days ago, I have medical checkup in Bombay. It's annual survey. Annual. So they, in order to take blood, first you put here, needle, then blood didn't come. Then second here. The double sort of physical pain. But I realized, you need blood example.
Blood sample. Blood sample.
Blood sample. Since from here, blood didn't come. So, for my own sake, I'll take another sort of pain here. Okay. Clear. So the physical pains can subdue by mental sort of recognition or awareness. But other hand, if mentally unhappy, doubt, greed, hatred, then physical level, all the facilities there, all comfort there, and surrounded by best friends, and a lot of money, a lot of power, but mentally, if unhappy, then that person will not be a happy person. So the mental problem, mental sort of pain, cannot subdue by physical comfort. So therefore, not only two levels of experiences, but mental experiences are superior than the physical experiences. So therefore, material things are not adequate to give you genuine happy life. So understand that, yes, you require material sort of facilities, but at the same time, no point to neglect about our inner values, which is the basis of mental happiness. I think if we analyze carefully, then I think that by experience, we will know that in order to fulfill our happy life, successful life, the matters, material facility
Conditions alone.
is just half.
So once we have that kind of deeper recognition, then we will come to understand that the material facilities are only half of the answer for our quest for happiness.
So it is wrong to believe all our requirement, all our happy life can achieve only through material facilities. That's wrong. So, that's not through religious sort of doctrine or religious teaching, but realistically analyze, and you will know. Now the modern, the medical sort of scientific research also now begin to realize mental factor is a very crucial factor for good health. Next question.
How can there be better peacemaking efforts involving spiritual and religious leaders and their influence on political leaders?
추적이 우리당 공중원의 파수 시리든다 involvement 간데스 effort 간데잖아요. 아요레스 나고도 군주기 접수의 우리의 influence다 시대체도.
I'm not an expert. How to deal. I believe all members of the society, not only leaders or spiritual or political leader, but also public. And I think one crucial, element. I think through education. So people who involved in education, from kindergarten up to university level. Educate, right? Make awareness, the dialogue. It's the only way. Violence, a lot of side effect. One of the, I think, the worst nature of worst
aspect.
Worst what's the one sort of, I think the quality or nature of the violence is unpredictable. Once you involve, although original sort of plan use limited violence, but once you commit it, chain reaction. I think it seems now in Iraq, it seems that things are happening. So very sad. Although the original motivation is pure, seems. But then when actually violence involved, then things easily become out of control. So this, through education, through awareness, I think while we are promoting violence, because non-violence, yesterday I talk, again I mistake, monkey, young monkey and young monk. Monk and monkey, I mistake. I think today's mistake, I think more serious violence, promotional violence. So, while we are promoting non-violence, peace, I think we must show the effective method to face the problem. That's the dialogue. So it is not sufficient, just as a slogan, non-violence, non-violence. The problem is still there. So we must show effective method to deal the problem without violence, through non-violent way. I think that's very important to educate. Right from the beginning. I do feel, you see, the children, student, from the young age, the concept of non-violence, concept of dialogue, so familiar, get used in their mind, so that when they saw some quarrel between parents, then child sort of, the students, child sort of response, how to solve this through dialogue. Usually, usually you see the tendency, when we saw some conflict or some disagreement, how to use force. I think that's a mistake. Through training, through education, through awareness, whenever we see some disagreement, some conflict, how to solve this through talk, through dialogue. I think that we can change, through education. So that's my view. So various levels, particularly in the field of, I think, education, and also, I think, parent, a lot of, a lot of, the opportunity. And next question.
Your Holiness, you have worked hard in order to achieve Tibet's autonomy. And in the last 2 years, your envoys have traveled to China and Tibet twice. But Chinese government still calls you to truly relinquish your quest for independence. What do you think that you could do more to convince the Chinese authority of your sincerity?
Now this is more political related questions. Of course, obviously, I'm not seeking independence. I'm not seeking sort of separation. Because our own interest, Tibet, everybody knows, very, very backward, materially. Spiritually, I think we are quite rich. But spiritualism, spirituality alone cannot fulfill our stomach. through prayer, we cannot fulfill our stomach. So we need material development. For that, remain within the People's Republic of China. We might get greater benefit, provided Chinese government respect our culture or give us some kind of guarantee, preservation of Tibetan ecology, preservation of Tibetan culture which essentially compassionate culture. I think that does not mean every Tibetan are compassionate, or some Tibetan are awful. But generally speaking, as a Tibetan, I think the community, generally speaking, quite compassionate. So, but then, how to make sort of the new effort to
convince now.
To convince. I don't know. Usually, you see, I have one mantra. That is, I'm not seeking independence. I'm not seeking independence. That's my mantra. Recite 1,000 times. But still not convincing our Chinese brothers, sisters. I think many ordinary Chinese believe that and accordingly showing very, very positive attitude. But the leadership, I think according to their own certain sort of policy, so still pretended, you see, they do not sort of convince. And then Chinese government also another mantra to recite 1,000 times. That is, Tibet is part of China. Tibet is part of China. That mantra also not convincing to world.
To the world.